Too much? Yeah, that's probably too much, hey? We're not gonna get hit by a hurricane or anything, right?
Welcome back to Breaking Waves. Our goal is to combine surfing and sailing. So 4 years ago, we bought our 41-foot sailboat and taught ourselves to sail in some of the trickiest waters in Canada. We put a lot of work into restoring her to her former circumnavigating self. And 9 months ago,
Our first offshore passage!
we head offshore and are finally living our dream. It is mid-April in this episode, and we are in Barra de Navidad, Mexico, packing up our boat for hurricane season.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Breaking Waves, Tales from the Bilge, one might call it. Just kidding, I do not want to spend any more time in this bilge than I absolutely have to. However, today we are starting to pack up the boat for hurricane season. So the things that you have to think of down here in Barra Navidad, Mexico, if you want to leave your if you want to leave your boat for hurricane season, is sun, wind, rain, and lightning. And those are the four big things that I learned about at the seminar, so that's what we are going to be prepping the boat for today. It's gonna rain a heck ton by the sounds of it. So we really want to think about humidity in the boat at all times and trying to not let anything grow. But also that water is gonna go to the lowest point in the boat, and that is our bilge. So right now today, I'm taking a look at our bilge pump to make sure it is working. Ben and I did buy an extra one in case it isn't, because chances are we have an inkling that it's not. So I've opened up our floor, taking out our spine and all of our total boat stuff that we have stocked and ready for once we get around to jobs. And I vacuumed out some of the bottom, and I'm gonna go looking for our bilge pump. So welcome, and I hope you enjoy our episode on boat jobs and packing up a boat for hurricane season. Thank you. Okay, so to find the bilge, I'm gonna use my sense of hearing.
Our bilge float switch has been causing us issues recently by getting stuck on. I set off to investigate if we needed a new switch or if something was just blocking it. Thing is though, Kiana has an incredibly deep bilge, which makes it really hard to see anything down there, but also to fix anything. I realized very quickly that I would not be able to reach the bottom.
Okay, so this is why I couldn't find it before, because our bilge is like black. I think it's, I don't know what it is. It's like, well, I guess it's like our shower. Is this on? Sorry. Yeah, I guess it's like our shower, and that should be it. But I don't know why it's black. Dirt, maybe, I guess. Dirt and black. I don't know. Anyway, it's black, and our bilge switch was covered in it, and now our bilge switch is black. So, like our float switch is black, so it was camouflaged. So I could not see it. However, I can see it now. And I'm gonna try to poke it and see why it's not going down all the way. Man, it is so hot. It is mid-April, I think the 14th. And it is hot in Mexico. I feel like I do one thing and I'm covered in sweat. Anyways, here's what I'm looking at. There's our switch. So somehow, I'm gonna have to get my hand down there. Boat yoga at its finest. I can reach the top of the switch, but I can't reach the bottom, so I can't see if there's anything obstructing it. I'm gonna have to get a poker of some sort. Has anyone seen dodgeball? You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. You can catch a fish, you can catch a broken bilge switch. Hopefully. I think like I fixed it. It was just like stuck up, and when I poked the top, it just like flicked down. What the heck? That means though that it could flick back up at any second while we're away. Well, I fixed it, but the annoying part is I don't know how. Alright, I checked with Hefe.
I'm Hefe.
And he says that we should just try it again, and that's actually great news. So I'm gonna flood the bilge and see. It kind of felt like, you know, when you like reach a certain point with something and it like clicks into a higher gear, and then maybe you need to manually reset it back down to like get it out of that emergency mode, which is I just clicked it back down. So what I'm worried about is that that's gonna happen maybe while we're away, and it'll just be stuck up and like it just gets stuck sucking.
Just so we don't get chastised. Doesn't hurt to put it in a new pump.
No, just the float switch.
But the pump's working fine. The switch was not working fine. It just had an obstruction in there, which is what we thought. So we're good. We don't have to replace the float switch, but we're going to test it by filling up the bilge a bunch of times with water.
Yeah. So what I'm just going to do is, I just don't want it to be sucking the whole time that we're gone and like draining the battery. So we're just going to do a test and flood the bilge and see if it does do it again. That's good news. All right, so got the bilge cleaned out. I didn't clear the filter in the bilge pump, which upon Googling I should do, but the bilge is back together now. So I missed my opportunity, and I am going to think about it every single day that I'm in Canada. Anyway, you should do that. But while I was also down there, I cleaned this sump pump for the shower, which apparently you should be doing every year or so, or even less. We have not been, so thank you, Kiana, for letting me learn on you. And it was gross. So, learning lessons. Anyway, floor's back together. Bilge is clean. It got like a good pressure wash. It's pretty good. So on to the next step.
The next step was to take down the sails. Two things went wrong here. One, Ben didn't realize that the jib sheets had already been freed from the cockpit blocks.
Yeah, let's roll it back in.
And number two, that incredibly poorly timed gust of wind that almost sent the sail overboard.
Okay, stop. Let it roll out. And that, my friends, is how you do that.
And breaking waves and breaking boats.
Made a recipe for almost losing the sail overboard.
May have Spidey powers. Doesn't make this job any easier.
You're so sweaty. You're so wet. Oh, ew. This is a very important part. Yeah, important step. The next thing isn't wind, rain, sun, or lightning related. It's I'm gonna clean the anchor chain. It's pretty gross. Our washdown pump at the bow bit the dust, so we've noticed it getting pretty gross and like even starting to rust. So we're gonna take the anchor off the boat, wash the chain so that it's not just sitting in the anchor locker like rusting and heating up in the heat and getting moldy and turning into a soup of bacteria grossness that we have to come back to later. So I went a little witchy there and I'm not sorry. That's what I'm gonna do next.
Okay, so project that I didn't ever really fully complete is A, I gotta swap out that with a proper bolt and seal it up. And then B, yeah, I'll admit I did a bit of a hack job here. Not my finest work. But anyway, these are the two holes that I accidentally put into my transom that don't need to be there. So I'm gonna drill out the sealant that I temporarily filled it with and scrape that all back. And then we're gonna marine text that for a better, more permanent fix, I would say. Something I would trust more so I don't have to worry about my transom getting water damage and rotting out. And then the other area here that I'm gonna work on while I'm mixing up a batch of marine text is right here. So I've got this, I don't know what happened here to be honest, but something has damaged this fiberglass section of tow rail right down, right through the gel coat and everything right down to the fiberglass. So I'm just gonna fill it in, marine text, sand it all down. It won't be color matched, but Kiana's got a few scars and I'm not too picky about things like that. Stronger than she looks, you know that? Oh, yeah, that's right. This is how you do it, folks. Showering off the transom of our boat. Using water to shower. Oh my gosh. Showering. Click, click, thumbnail.
We should make a thumbnail like your shower.
We used a safety line to secure the anchor to a bow cleat before removing the shackle and pulling out the chain.
So there's definitely a rusty bit earlier in there, but there's quite a bit of really good chain here. So we're gonna wash it, dry it, wash out the anchor locker. We're thinking about maybe flipping it around because the last bit of chain is never even dipped out of the anchor locker in the water, like it looks brand new. Yeah, that's the plan. Flip it around, wash it, dry it, flip it around, slapjack.
Pass it, bop it, twist it.
Slapjack, whapjack, give it a dog a bone, man.
Slap it, bop it, twist it, pass it. Slap it, bop it, twist it, pass it. Scrub the chain. Scrub the chain. Wash the chain. Pull the chain.
Status update, unfinished project, unfinished project, unfinished project, unfinished project, unfinished project.
Unfinished project.
Unfinished project, unfinished project, unfinished project, and then the whole boat really is just an unfinished project. It's a never-ending unfinished project. topic of YouTube, honestly, Alie does work. Not quite 40 hours a week, but pretty close to it. Every time I'm working Monday to Friday, she's right there with me editing, and she might have one day less per week of work to be able to pull off a weekly video, but still, it is a lot of work. And honestly, the girl deserves more subs and more patrons. I mean, this is our channel, we're doing this together, but she's putting in the most work. And man, I think she deserves more. I think she deserves way more subscribers, way more views, and definitely more Patreon support. Thank you to everybody that is supporting the channel. We really, really appreciate it. And if you've thought about it, if you've thought about maybe like you really value Breaking Waves and you look forward to it every week and it's worth something to you, do Alie a solid and go check out our Patreon page. She'd be ecstatic to have you. So that's it, she's coming back.
Every time I look at you, you're talking and not working.
I take back everything I just said. I didn't mean any of it. Do not support Alie or Patreon. She does a horrible job. I hate her.
Snack break.
Tacos. Coronas.
All right, back to work.
I never thought that I'd be walking on a cloud, riding high and not afraid to look down. Without balloons, diving straight
Welcome back to Hurricane Prep with Breaking Waves. Oh my god, the boat is... And this is after I cleaned. This morning, I cleaned out our quarter berth. I just wanted to pull the cushion up. And so that there's no mold underneath. So I did that, and then I'm just gonna kind of pack up the quarter berth. It's gonna be our main storage unit while we're gone.
The next morning, we finished packing up the sails while there was no wind. I took everything off deck to prevent it from getting sun damaged, and I cleaned and organized the lazarettes with extra ropes on top in case we needed to secure something in a hurry. Ben serviced the outboard and then put it on the pulpit and our dinghy on deck after a good cleaning because stuff grows like crazy in Barra.
Alie's been putting some cardboard in our hatches and sealing up our hatches a bit. Not the cleanest job, but it'll keep it.
Shut up. It works, okay?
We did good work.
While Ben installed our new and safer plug-in cord. While he was servicing our inboard and putting biocide in our tanks to prevent growth,
That looks good.
I unplugged all of our electronics and put them in the oven in case we do get hit by lightning.
What's for dinner?
Feels like we've been packing up the boat slowly for hurricane season now for like a month, but it's still taking a long time. But because we have a rental car and we're ready to go on a surf trip, I'm pretty motivated to just get this done. So I'm gonna commit the whole day to packing her up, cleaning it up, securing it, tying it down, filling things up, decommissioning things, and so then we can leave tomorrow morning and get out of here and look forward to a surf trip. Yep. We're also gonna have to cover this because it's black on the back underside, so I'm gonna wrap a couple of layers of tarps around it, white tarps.
Alrighty, we are getting down to the wire here. Ben is just doing some last minute engine checks, checking the fuel. He's gonna run the engine a bit before we leave. We have our revised and last list as we leave tomorrow. I disconnected some of the electronics, but I have a couple more to do. I think that was the hardest part, was all of our stuff and taking, like, we've been living off this boat for the last 4 years almost, and all sorts of crap that we don't need on the boat anymore now that we're going to be hovering around the equator. So I'm excited. It's been a lot of work. It's also really hard when you don't have luggage, like anywhere to put things in. So I've been like harassing my boat neighbors for their Amazon cardboard boxes from their packages. Hey, I like your box. The cardboard box that you're carrying. Are you using that? But I think we're in okay shape. We're probably gonna have to spend a lot of money on checked baggage, but whatever, it is what it is. We are paying somebody to come check on the boat weekly, which makes me feel a lot better because then if we did miss anything, he's there. But yeah, I'm thinking about maybe putting up a PDF if anybody's interested in knowing what we did to our boat to pack it up. If anybody's keen, I'll make it up. That's no problem. But yeah, final stretch. Here we go. I'm so excited to go home.
I've got kind of mixed feelings about it. I'm like excited to get back for the summer. Really stoked to be in BC. But I don't know. I don't really want to leave boat life in a way as well. It'll be really nice to come back to the boat.
Too much of a good thing is still too much, and I feel like I'll miss the boat, and that's healthy. Space is good in relationships.
To miss the boat and to come back to it all ready to go again next season, and we're gonna visit family and friends, and summer in BC is the best anyway. I'm sure we're gonna get on the water, and we got some property to screw around on. So.
Shout out to the patrons who have joined us this past week. Thank you guys for joining the team. And if you want to know the inside scoop and get early episodes ad-free, then head over to our Patreon and join the community over there. And to the rest of you, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you haven't had enough breaking waves yet, why don't you tune into our last week's episode? Thank you so much, and we will see you at the next episode. Bye.